You live this life, I walk this road, and you can talk shit. Gambling with my life, but I refuse to go for nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. Vow to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm Fleece Johnson.
Hey, what's up? This is Big Lee with Hustler Spirit, kicking it on another beautiful day with Mr. Fleece Johnson, the Booty Warrior. What's up, Fleece?
How you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. You doing all right?
Doing damn good.
Well, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to get into it today about some questions I've been reading in the comments, just to go over them briefly and get past it. One of the questions was, have you ever been penetrated by another man?
Well, to my ass?
Yeah.
Well, the people that asked that comment,
Yeah.
why don't you come and see? Come and see for yourself if I've been penetrated. How about that? Is that a good answer to y'all?
Yeah, like I said, it have to work. I'm taking it as a no.
Well, you can't take it as a no. It might be a yes.
Okay.
It might be a no. But I'm saying if you want to know that type of explicit, personal, come and see me. I'll let you know.
Come and see you.
Yeah, make sure your ass is clean there too. So I might want to look at. How about that?
What about have you ever kissed another man?
Oh, most definitely.
Kissed him?
Yeah.
In the mouth?
In the mouth.
Tongue?
Tongue. Down his throat.
Right. Okay. Okay.
And
That's right.
no shame in my game. You know, I kissed one, and I kiss him again if I wasn't married. But I'm a married man now. You know, even in penitentiary, you know, if I mess with somebody, that's all I mess with is that somebody. It ain't no bunch of people.
So you had a consistent mate.
Yeah, if I have a relationship, I'm gonna take it all the way for years. You know, that's just me.
So what was the? Let's get on the gorge, because I know a lot of people was asking about the gorge. And you mentioned something last time we sat down. You mentioned that you had sex with a woman when you was locked up also.
Oh, yeah. Now, yeah, that did happen. A bunch of them. And you know, in penitentiary, a guard, they train their guards that the most powerful weapon they got is a pen and a notebook, where they can tell the inmates, do you want to write up? Inmates get scared like they do out there on the streets when the police run up on them, they run. You know they run. I don't. So the next thing they got on them is walkie-talkies. If a guard lose their walkie-talkie, that's a breach of security. That means they get fired. I steal the walkie-talkie. Only thing they can do is put me in a hole for 90 days, upgraded for another 90 for 6 months. I'm used to doing years in a hole, so what's 90 days? So I steal it.
You steal the walkie-talkie?
Yeah, I stole the walkie-talkie, and the lady asked me, have you seen my walkie-talkie? I said, yeah, I got it. She said, well, I was her janitor. She said, well, I'm going to fire you. I said, go ahead. I come over here as a Turner Furs. They deal with all the furs of the prison. And so I said, you call the Turner Furs, I'm going to tell them I'm going to deny it. They're going to put me in the hole for 90. Then make me do another 96 months. Then they got to let me out of the hole according to the prison policy. What, 6 months in the hole? I said, you be fired, period. That's a breach of security to lose your walkie-talkie. She said, well, go in front of your door. I went in front of my door, she called me back. She said, what have I ever done to you? I said, you ain't did nothing to me, it's what you ain't done. She said, what's that? I said, grab his dick and suck it. She said, and you know what? I'm not going to grab it, and I sure ain't going to suck it. Sent me back to my cell, called me right back out where she sucked it, just to get her walkie-talkie back. And I already knew it.
You didn't have to blackmail her for it or nothing. She just knew.
Yeah, she gave it up, and then I sold her. Went on to the next one. You know, I didn't get caught up in shit like that cause, like you said, I had a wife in her, a prison wife. And I talked to my prison wife and told her, we need some shit in her. We need to get something popping. We need some money, we need drugs, we need all that. And the only way we're going to get it is through this bitch out there working. So, that's how we did it.
So you was gonna bring in all that with that guard kind of hiding it from you and getting it in there?
Yeah, I did get it.
Okay.
And so that's easy. I didn't have in prison and stuff, but I'm saying this. I got introduced to ass before I got introduced to pussy. I growed up in prison. It's just one of them things, man. The first person I fucked was a man in ass. In his motherfucking ass. And it was good. Real good. Man, my motherfucking feet twirl. And after that, hey, I ain't never getting out. First of all, let me say this. I'm not gonna make no excuses for myself. I'm not gonna sit here and talk his bullshit about because I've been locked up so long, 40 years, this and that. Fuck all that. I fucked one. I fucked a couple of them. A lot of them. How about that? A bunch of them in their ass. And it was good, and I kissed them. Sucked their nipples and all that. Oh yeah, talk to them. You know, winding down them. Brought them anything I had. You know, money to buy. And I'm not gonna lie about none of that shit. Prison is a community. Unlike the community we live on out here in society. They got their own community and you know, if you ain't gonna never get out, that's your community. You live the rest of your life in, so what you gonna do? And the main thing that made me not really be concerned about what people think about me is everybody that got something to say about me, I got something to say about them. We in the same boat. You might not do what I do, but you doing something just as bad. I don't have no regrets about it. You know, I did my time, I fucked that, I did all that. Kissed them, winding down them. We killed them. Any I fucked with in there, I was still over. That is important to me in there. Booty was mother important. If I didn't have it, hey, what's the use of being alive, man? Some motherfucker gonna give me some. We gonna get to the bottom of the booty. I gotta have that to survive in that motherfucker. It's more important than pop, water, beer, anything. Booty. To be able to come. And so, like I said, I didn't think I would ever get out of prison. Cause I've been in, you know, I went down with 12 years. Ended up doing 40 because I kept picking up more time Because people kept stepping to me the wrong way. Now I'm going to tell you this, though. All you people out there that got something stupid to say about me, fuck you, first of all. I ain't never been accused, never been charged, or arrested, or convicted of a sex crime ever in my life. Never. Ever. I don't have that shit. And I'm not registered as a, you know, how you register
Sex
people.
offender?
Sex offender. I'm not a sex offender. I don't have that on my record. I was a Casanova in that motherfucker. You hear me? Nigga, I could talk a motherfucker out of there. I don't have to take shit. Give them a couple cans of chili, some noodles, and some pop, and I can whoever. It's just like giving a bitch $20 for some. You know? It's the same thing. $20 will buy you some good ass in there. $20? You get some fire ass in there. And them sisters in there know how to make that fire. They clean it out, put oil up in there, and then you go up in there, oh my God. Hey, believe me, when they gave me parole, it was at a time I was living good. I never thought I'd get out of prison. I didn't even give a about getting out. Nigga, my life was set in there. Hit everything I want. Anything I want. And they don't even let us smoke in the prison system here in Kentucky no more, but I had cigarettes. I had whiskey, weed. I had all that shit in there. I was the main motherfucker. I made sure I kept all that. Because as long as I got that, I got booty. Booty. I mean good booty. And all you motherfuckers out there talking all that bullshit, you gangsters and how hard you are, I done heard you motherfuckers sitting in my lap in there. So I know how hard you are for real, right? Drugs, I know what drugs will do to a motherfucker. It'll make you sit on his. Thank you.
All right. Since you brought up the cigarettes, how much money did you make off a pack of cigarettes?
I can make $600 off a pack of cigarettes right now in the penitentiary.
You got to tell me how, because I can't see.
First of all, I'm going to show you.
No, because the brand name will be on. Okay, yeah, don't show me.
No, I ain't going to show you brand name.
They got to send some money if you're going to show them brand name.
Okay, I'm going to just show you the cigarette right here. This is a cigarette. If this was in penitentiary, I could take this piece off. That's $5. $10. 15. 20. 25. $35 off of one cigarette. Yeah. You get $5 for each one of these little pieces I broke off. They would take this, re-roll this in a piece of Bible paper. Bible paper that you know, the Bible scriptures. They would roll it because they don't sell papers and stuff since they stopped smoking.
Back up a little bit, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. You was get so close, it was cutting your head off a little bit.
So I can sell this little pieces for $5 a piece any day. Sometimes they give you 10. So the point is, that's how I made money. I made money when I get cigarettes, I sell them and get money and then pay the guards off. The guards that give it to me.
Hey, Fleece, at one time, they stopped allowing y'all to smoke in there. And I know you said you made a lot of money from smoking cigarettes. From selling cigarettes. How was y'all getting the cigarettes in there at that point?
Well, at the time, you know, I'm a hardcore motherfucker. I keep it hard. They took away our cigarettes because about 6 or 8 inmates escaped out of Eddyville prison, went to Tennessee and killed some old people that was pillars of their community. It frustrated a lot of people. So to get back at the corrections department in Kentucky said, that's enough. We sick of it. We done did a lot for these inmates, so now they gonna escape and go get these people. So they start taking away all our privileges. And then the inmates in North Point, Kentucky prison system set fire to the prison. That was all over the TV. They burnt their prison down. So they said, fuck it, we're going to take all the cigarettes and shit. So at the time they took the cigarettes, they done moved me from Eddyville to LaGrange prison, another prison. So the word came down to me, say, hey, police, they done took all the cigarettes and shit, man. And we ain't allowed to smoke in jails, our prisons, our reformatories in Kentucky. I said, man, at the time they took all the cigarettes, this is what I saved up. I had 2 cans of tobacco. So they had already told me that I'm going back to Eddyville. So I saw an opportunity to make a whole lot of money. They ain't got no cigarettes down there. I know they'll pay whatever. A pack of cigarettes can sell for $600 in the penitentiary. Easy. And I ain't have shit. So I took a shampoo bottle, 16 ounces, Whaler Blossom shampoo bottle. Flushed it out, cleaned it out real good. So I took 2 cans of top tobacco, stuffed it in add water. When you add water, it packs it down more. You can get more in there when you add water because you can pack it down. So I filled it all the way up. Took the matches, broke them, put them in a cellophane where they can't get wet because I already damped the tobacco. So took the cigarette papers, did the same thing, wrapped them up in something, put them all in the tobacco. So I got a dilemma. I got the 16-ounce bottle filled with tobacco, but how the fuck is I'm going to get it in the penitentiary? And I know how they monitor and search it when you go into Eddyville. They got this this thing where you walk through it.
Like an X-ray machine or something?
They got all that shit. Mm-hmm. It's not like an X-ray machine. It's what you call it when you check for weapons?
A metal detector?
Yeah, they got the metal detector when you go through the Eddyville. Everybody got to empty their pockets and all that. And then if you come in as an inmate, you got to take off your shoes, your socks, all that, your clothes. So I said, man, they gonna bust me with this, man. But I got to get this motherfucker in there, man, to get that money. So what I said I was gonna do, I'm gonna Kingston it.
You gonna who?
Kingston. That means put it up my ass.
A 16-ounce bottle?
How the fuck you gonna get a 16-ounce bottle that goddamn fat of your fucking ass, bro?
Sound impossible to me.
Yeah. That's the type of shit I do, the impossible shit, right? It took me about 3-4 hours. Now I'm being literally serious. I got that motherfucker up in there. I got it all the way up in there. Now I got the drive. I said my asshole wouldn't even close up. And my voice just open like that. I said, that's a bus. I got to close this motherfucker. It closed. Now we got to drive 300 miles with a bottle up my ass to another penitentiary. So they dressed us, got on the van, there we go. I'm sitting in the thing. It's motherfucker aching to get out of me. 300 miles we drove from North Point to Eddyville. We get there, they search me, they ain't find shit. You know, when you go into the prison system, they tell you to squat, bend over, all that. And I can't cough. They tell you cough 3 times. I know if I cough, it it's gonna come out. So my thing was to raise hell. I said, man, all these shit, goddamn, start cussing and shit. So they said, Johnson, stand over there. They didn't make me do all that coughing and shit. So they took me and put me in a hole, because I was coming from the hole. So an inmate came up on me, one of my favorite inmates. He's a white dude, man. We do a lot of business together. His name was Chin. Chin came up and said, hey, man, you know they took all the tobacco and stuff. We ain't got shit down there for FLEECE. But I told people, I bet you brought something. I said, you know what? I did. And I said, just let me get it out. As soon as I bent over, and my went, it popped out of him, it just shot out. Hit the wall, hit the ground, and he ran. He said, what the f? I told him to go get me a razor blade, and I cut around the plastic, cut that whole top off to get the tobacco out. Then I had to let it sit out until it dries out, because I had to wet it and pack it down. And once it dried out real good, I made thousands.
Hey, FLEECE, you got an interesting story about, you named a security guard. I don't know his name, but he did something to you. But tell me about that whole story on how you got back at him and how he retaliated against you.
Well, first of all, I was considered, in the Kentucky prison system, is the worstest inmate they got. They consider me the worst because I'm the one that'll fight them for their injustice. Everybody else was trying to go through accepting the shit that they were doing to the inmates. I wouldn't accept it. I fought. So there was a guard in there named Nemo. Nemo. That was his name. Well, Nemo came through one day. They was feeding a child. And he got smart with me, and I got smart back. And so when they fed child, he didn't give me a tray. He passed my cell up. So I'm hollering, hey, man, I didn't get a food tray. And they ignored me. Wouldn't want to feed me. This violated the law. So I said, I'm going to get this motherfucker. So later on, when they picked up the food trays, by law, they got to give us an hour exercise every day on the walk in the home. That's the law. Come from the Supreme Court. In the case Heathrow versus Finney, that's the legal case. Arkansas case, landmark. So when they let me out of my cell to come out for rack, I walked up to the gate, and this Nemo was behind the gate. He said, get away from the gate. I said, I need to talk to you, man. He said, about what? I said, well, I don't want nobody to hear it. Lure me in. So he get up out of his chair and come to the gate. I put my hand in my back, like in my back pocket, but it was down past my butt. And I shit it. I shit it in my hand. Reached through the bars, grabbed his son by his shirt like this. Oh, wait a minute. I grabbed him by his shirt, pulled him up to me, and smashed this all in his face like this. I said, you son of a bitch, that's what you get for not feeding me my motherfucking meal. Well, they left. Came back, you know, they suit up, come in on me, handcuffed me, shackled me to the bed, handcuffs on this, to a steel bed. My ankles was also cuffed to the steel bed. So I'm spread eagle like this. I ain't think nothing about it. So they dropped the tray slot. They said, hey, FLEECE, somebody's here to see you. I said, yeah. And Nemo stuck his head down there. So they opened my door, and I'm changed to the bed. They come in there, and this motherfucker, nurse, Lisa, that's her fucking name. She told that motherfucker to put that lubricant in the crack of my head frame. And he did, and he had gloves on. And they took a can of mace and stuck it up in my asshole. Not on my asshole, inside. And emptied the whole can in my ass.
The whole can of mace?
The whole can of mace, and burned the shit out of it. But I said, you know what? It's all good. I'm going to get you back. Any motherfucker did something to me, I got him back. And that's the type of battle that I fought in there. You know, battles like that, they do something to me, I do something to them. Then what I do to them, make them do something to me, and it kept going back and forth, you know. And it built up, I'm not going to let off. I'll fight you to the death. When I went to prison, man, I had these spiritual dreams. I had a dream where I seen Moses in a dream. And that dream told me that I'm a descendant from the bloodline of Moses. That's what it revealed to me. I had a dream about Jesus. I seen his birth. You know, it wasn't inside of a villa. You know how they said in the scripture that they found the baby in a manger and swaddling clothes. But his mama, Mary, she was outside. And you read the scripture verse, you'll realize that the villa that they found the baby in, it was fully packed. You couldn't get nobody else in there. So my dream told the truth. You know, she was outside when she had Jesus. You know, outside. You know, and it was early morning hours, and all the stars was out. The sky was blue. And one star was just brighter than the other star. And it had a radiance, a glare coming from the star, shining on her body, where you couldn't see her nakedness. But you knew who it was. And when her water broke, it was given to me to feel what she felt as if I was having the baby. You know, it felt like every dam in the world burst, and it was just full of joy. You know, and I woke up. I had a dream about Jesus when he came back on the day of judgment. And in this dream, I was on a highway, and all the cars and stuff. No, that's a different one. That's when the devil got out of his prison, when I was on the highway. I had that dream, but the dream about Jesus was he came back in a cloud. He was framed in a cloud, like framed in a picture, and people was running in different directions. And a group of them was looking up in the sky. They said, it's Jesus. So I looked up to see what they was looking at. And he was sitting in like a position where no matter where you were in the world, you could see him in the same that I could see him in. And I knew I couldn't run, so I prayed. I just kneeled down and prayed, didn't even try to run. And he spoke to me. And then I seen that tablet in the dream that Moses broke, that Ten Commandment tablet, and he threw it off the thing. I seen that in the underground cave, water cave. And where they said the verse was written in the hand of God, and they was just swaying back and forth like that, these words like this. It was so beautiful, right? I seen that. I seen a whole lot of stuff.
I bet in 40 years in prison.
Well, prison will reveal a lot of things to you. And so that's what caused me to do my research in religion. I studied our religion, not read it, studied. I studied our religion. I studied everything about the Catholics. I studied everything about Jesus. I studied everything about the Muslims. I read all about the Prophet Muhammad in the year 600. I read about his family, his siblings, his sister. When he went to the holy city Mecca, he went 3 miles from Mecca is that cave that he went in where he received his revelation from the angel to teach Islam. So I read all about that and I studied that. And I studied everything dealing with Moses and with Jesus and with all the other prophets. I studied everything dealing with Malcolm X, Wallace D. Muhammad, when Islam was brought to America, why. I studied all that. So I'm very well versed in religion and a whole lot of other subjects.
When did you get into that study? I know it wasn't the first few years you was in there. You was young. Is it when you started changing later on in your life?
Well, when I went into prison, I went in with to fight, to battle injustice inside the prison system. So I'm in the midst of fighting battles, and at the time I'm fighting all these battles, all this stuff was revealed to me, and it aggravated me because I lived my whole life not believing in God or Jesus or in the scriptures or in anything spiritual. I thought was fairy tale myth. But to have it revealed to you at the time where you fighting and battling, you know, I took offense to it because I was like, why did you wait till I was so full of sin to reveal yourself to me? Now it would take almost like my life to get this stuff out of me to serve you. And it was so frustrating. And one day I went in prison, and it's documented. Everything I tell you is documented. It's on files, it's on record. I went 21 days without eating. And the reason for it was there was a lieutenant in the prison. I'm in the hole, segregation. That's a place they put people that they say violated a prison rule, broke a rule or something in prison. They put them in the hole. We call segregation the hole. So I was in the hole, and this lieutenant came through with some milk. And he threw a whole pitcher of milk in my face. So when he came back on the walk, I threw a cup of piss in his face. He came back and told me, you know what, Johnson? I like you because you stand up for yourself. I took it like a grain of salt, man, like he meant that, but he didn't. So when they moved me to another walk, and when they start feeding the inmates, he'll holler, is Johnson on the walk? I said, yeah. He said, how many food trays you want? I said, 3. He was trying to make people think I was a rat or something, right? Because everybody know he was nasty. But everybody know me. They know I fought them guards hard. So they know ain't no rat coming out of me, right? They knew what he was doing. So when he seen it didn't work, he put some bugs and worms and cockroaches and all that in my oatmeal. And when I seen that, I said, so I threw my tray. I said, I ain't gonna eat the rest of the time I'm in this penitentiary. And they thought I was joking. And it went all the way up to 21 days where on my 14, 15 days, them guards would open my door, bring food from McDonald's, steakhouses, set it right there on the floor, try to get me to eat, but I wouldn't eat. I said, I'm not eating shit. I went from 198 pounds to 132 pounds in 21 days because I didn't eat shit. And then on the 21st day, they told me to pack my shit. And they sent me to Luther Lucky Correctional. So did.
How long did you stay there? Were they just trying to send you there?
Soon I went to Luther Lucky, they had a guard there named Gil. Nasty man. He used to work at Eddyville prison, the prison I came from, but he got fired from my. So he went to Luther Lucky and became a lieutenant. So I was filing a lawsuit over everything that happened to me. So my ink pen ran out of ink, so I went to the caseworker to ask for another ink pen. Her name was Miss Black. So when I walked in there, I seen on her desk there was a jar full of ink pens, and I told him. So he spoke up and said, no, she don't have no ink pens, and get out of here. So I said, man, there's a lot of ink pens in that job right there. You can't speak for her. So he got frustrated and said, let me see the ink pen that you got that ran out of ink. He said, this is a state issue pen. I'm confiscating it, considered it contraband. Get out of her. So I left the office and went and talked to the prison legal aid inmate. He told me if it was contraband, the state wouldn't issue it to us, issue it out to, to them to issue out to us. So I went back in the office, kicked the door. Door flew back, the glass broke out of the door. So I said, you and nobody in here gonna take a goddamn thing from me. And I reached over her and grabbed every ink pen out of that jar, put them in my back pocket. So he jumped up and said, you going to going to the hole. And his mother jumped up and grabbed me up in here. I broke his grip, and I threw everything I had at this motherfucker. I mean, this is a real fight. I'm throwing him up hard. I whooped at his bitch. And so she jumped up She ran out in the hallway screaming. So I ran out there to get her, bring her back in the office. She fell, her dress went up. So all the inmates came out and they was hollering, man, that's pussy. Man, look at that pussy, her panties out. So I was aware of that, right? So what I did, I tore all that shit off her. Tore all of it off of her. She ran out there butt naked. She laying out there naked. And I done whooped his ass. He laying on the floor. So I told somebody to give me a goddamn pillowcase. Motherfucker went in they dorm and brought a pillowcase. I put it over here. I said, take it. So the inmates took her in the bathroom, did whatever they wanted to do to her. And then the people up front, when they heard about it, here they come down inside the prison with guns and stuff. So I came outside, I had a broken piece of a chair leg. It was shaped like an icicle. So these motherfuckers coming from the administration, they was like, drop the weapon, drop the goddamn weapon, we'll shoot. So all the inmates is hollering at me, man, drop it, man, police, don't be stupid, man. They would shoot you. These people would shoot. I said, fuck them, shoot. They didn't shoot shit. And eventually, I put the weapon down. Went on to the hole, get it over with. Send me on back to Eddyville. You know, if I mess with somebody, that's all I mess with is that somebody. It ain't no bunch of people.
So you had a consistent mate.
Yeah, if I have a relationship, I'm gonna take it all the way for years. You know, that's just me.
So what was the? Let's get on the gorge, because I know a lot of people was asking about the gorge. And you mentioned something last time we sat down. You mentioned that you had sex with a woman when you was locked up also.
Oh, yeah. Now, yeah, that did happen. A bunch of them. And you know, in penitentiary, a guard, they train their guards that the most powerful weapon they got is a pen and a notebook. Where they can tell the inmates, do you want to write up? Inmates get scared like they do out there on the streets when the police run up on them, they run. You know they run. I don't. So the next thing they got on them is walkie-talkies. If a guard loses their walkie-talkie, that's a breach of security. That means they get fired. I steal the walkie-talkie. Only thing they can do is put me in a hole for 90 days, upgraded for another 90 for 6 months. I'm used to doing years in a hole, so what's 90 days? So I steal it.
You steal the walkie-talkie?
Yeah, I stole the walkie-talkie, and the lady asked me, have you seen my walkie-talkie? I said, yeah, I got it. She said, well, I was her janitor. She said, well, I'm going to fire you. I said, go ahead. I come over here as a Turner Furs. They deal with all the furs of the prison. And so I said, you call the Turner Furs, I'm going to tell them I'm going to deny it. They're going to put me in a hole for 90. Then make me do another 96 months. Then they got to let me out of the hole according to the prison policy. Well, 6 months in the hole, I said, you be fired, period. That's a breach of security to lose your walkie-talkie. She said, well, go in front of your door. I went in front of my door. She called me back. She said, what have I ever done to you? I said, you ain't did nothing to me. It's what you ain't done. She said, what's that? I said, grab his and suck it. She said, you know what? I'm not going to grab it, and I sure ain't going to suck it. Sent me back to my cell, called me right back out where she sucked it, just to get her walkie-talkie back. And I already knew it.
You didn't have to blackmail her for it or nothing. She just knew.
Yeah, she gave it up, and then I sold her. Went on to the next one. You know, I didn't get caught up in shit like that, cause, like you said, I had a wife in her, a prison wife. And I talked to my prison wife and told her, we need some shit in her. We need to get something popping. We need some money, we need drugs, we need all that. And the only way we're gonna get it is through this bitch out here working. So that's how we did it.
So you was gonna bring in all that with that guard kind of hiding it from you and getting it in there?
Yeah, I did get it.
Okay.
And so that's easy. I didn't have to see in prison and stuff, but I'm saying this. I got introduced to this before I got introduced to prison. I growed up in prison. It's just one of them things, man. The first person I fucked was a man in that ass. In his mother ass. And it was good. Real good. Man, my fucking feet twirl. And after that, hey, I ain't never getting out. First of all, let me say this. I'm not going to make no excuses for myself. I'm not going to sit here and talk his bullshit about because I've been locked up so long, 40 years, this and that. Fuck all that. I fucked one. I fucked a couple of them. A lot of them. How about that? A bunch of them in their ass. And it was good, and I kissed them. Sucked their nipples and all that shit. Oh yeah, talk to them. You know, wine and dine them. Brought them anything I had. You know, money to buy. And I'm not gonna lie about none of that shit. Prison is a community. Unlike the community we live on out here in society. They got their own community and you know, if you ain't gonna never get out, that's your community. You live the rest of your life in, so what you gonna do? And the main thing that made me not really be concerned about what people think about me is everybody that got something to say about me, I got something to say about them. We in the same boat. You might not do what I do, but you doing something. Just as bad. I don't have no regrets about it. You know, I did my time, I fucked their ass, I did all that. Kissed them, whined and dined them. We killed over them. Any mother I fuck with in there, I will kill over. That shit is important to me in there. Booty was motherfucking important. If I didn't have it, hey, what's the use of being alive, man? Some of them gonna give me some ass. We gonna get to the bottom of the booty. I gotta have that to survive in that motherfucker. That's more important than pop, water, beer, anything. Booty. To be able to come. And so, like I said, I didn't think I would ever get out of prison. Cause I've been in, you know, I went down with 12 years. Ended up doing 40 because I kept picking up more time because people kept stepping to me the wrong way. Now I'm going to tell you this though. All you people out there that got something stupid to say about me, fuck you, first of all. I ain't never been accused, never been charged, or arrested, or convicted of a sex crime ever in my life. Never. Ever. I don't have that shit. And I'm not registered as a, you know, how you register
Sex
people.
offender.
Sex offender. I'm not a sex offender. I don't have that on my record. I was a Casanova in that motherfucker. You hear me? I can talk about that. I don't have to take shit. Give them up a couple cans of chili, some noodles.
Hey, Fleece, I'm going to ask you a question. It might be I ain't even going to say it's personal. It's personal, but I've had people ask me this. I know you're married now to a woman, but do you miss prison?
No, I miss booty. That's what I miss, booty. You know, yeah, I'm married now, out of here. See this, see that, all that. Nigga, the first piece of sex I had was booty. I went in, don't forget, I went into prison, man. I was in jail at 14. Turned 15 in jail, hit prison at 16. I growed up in the penal system. Ain't never had the first American virgin, as you can call me. But when I got introduced to some booty, hey, it was fire too, boy. Made me close my eyes, man, when I came. But I'll tell you what, you know, I like booty. And yes, my wife will see this. But I already told her, honey, I love you. And she knows I love her. And I'll never cheat on her, which I won't. But I tell her the truth. I miss booty. And she don't do the booty thing, but that's why I miss it. I need some butt. So I'm telling you this. And I brought this to my wife's attention. And she said no. But I'm going to tell you right now on camera. If there's anybody out there that can help me on some booty, contact me, please. Can you do that for me? The booty man? Can you contact my manager and let him know that you send us some pictures of, I want to see what you got. I don't care if it's hairy or what, I miss booty. So if you can help me, I ain't asking for a change, I ain't asking for $2 or $3, I'm asking for some booty. Can you help me out on some booty? Any of you? Now y'all want to keep it real. I want to know who out there can help me get some booty, man. Now I ran this across my wife. She said, no, if I find out you doing it, we going to divorce. But you know what? I'm going to say it out here on camera. I believe that's what has really got me bitter out of here. You know, the whole time I've been out of prison, man, I've been bitter for real. You know, I ain't got no ass. Just to hug up on ass. I don't give a f if it comes with a set of nuts or a pole hanging. That good ass, man. Oh my God. Let me close my eyes and just. The booty man is just really deeply searching for somebody that want to be nice to me. Alright? Now, if you want to know if I ever took dick in my ass or anything else, contact me. You know, we can work this out, right? What have you did? You asked me what I done done. Are you interested in me? Booty me. For you.
All right, let me let's switch lanes real quick. What's you said you hustle cigarettes and drugs and whiskey. Where the whiskey come from? They was actually bringing whiskey in there?
I do the guards, the male guards, the same way. They know I was off the chain. I didn't play. They know I didn't give a fuck about going to the hole. I didn't care about no outside chores or nothing. When I come to you and I tell them guards, you'd be surprised how many guards in prison are gay. We had a captain, and this is true talk. He running his mouth. He talk about his brother. I ain't gonna have to call his name out, but if he's watching this video, he knows I'm talking about him. He said his brother was a what they call that thing in the army where they special trained.
Special forces.
Yeah, special forces. His brother. He said, my brother's getting ready to come work in the prison. Y'all think I'm strict? Wait till you see my brother. He's this, all that old shit. His brother came, and guess what?
What's that?
He got in his head.
What?
Yeah. Mr. Special Ops, whatever the fuck he called it. He came in, and I remember when he made his rounds, he had his big old thick legs. Had one of them big old bubble butts, like a big bubble butt. I said, God. And he was running his mouth. Yeah, this is my brother. You know, he's gonna be working for y'all. He's on probation for now for 6 months, but he ain't gonna play with y'all. I said, shit, I ain't gonna play with him. Them motherfuckers ain't fat no motherfucker, right? So I made it I said, hold up, I'm gonna get to know this motherfucker. So the first time I spoke to him, I said, you his brother? He said, yeah, I'm his brother. Is there anything I can help you with? You got a problem? You know, he's coming out real smart and shit. But you know, when you a booty master, you already know all these sayings, right? Motherfucker come out with the tough talk, all that shield, erecting a shield. You know what's behind it, right? Penetrate the shield, you're gonna get that ass, right? So you gotta, you know, chasing is better than a real thing. Just chasing for some ass is better than getting it. You know, you chase out of it, you know, it's just, and then the day you get it, it'd be like, oh my God.
All right, Fleece, what about the people that say if you ever been penetrated or penetrated a man, that automatically means you're gay? What you got to say about that?
First of all, I'm going to tell them you're correct. First of all, you know, we're going to keep it true. Whatever is true is true. Whatever isn't, isn't. But here's one thing I want to say to the gay community out there. I love y'all. And you know what? It's like disturbed me that I'm on this camel being persecuted, so to speak, you know. And all the gay people worldwide could come to my assistance, you know, in this, right? We have rights, you know. I have a wife now, and she's not gay or nothing like that. She's a beautiful woman. But, you know, I have been gay in my life. And I'm not going to sit there and say I haven't been when I know I have been. And I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed it because gay people to me were some wonderful people, man. I mean, they just so nice and sweet and kind and giving and intelligent. You know, and when I got out of prison, right, I went on and got me a wife, right? And I'm glad I got her because she's intelligent too, right? Sweet and kind and all that. But here's the thing. I'm asking all the gay people to come to my aid. Subscribe to this site and hear what I got to say, right? Because I'm not only speaking for me, I'm speaking for you. I'm speaking for the whole gay community worldwide. So I want you to pay close attention to this. I love you, and thank you.
Hey, Fleece, let's stay on this topic, because you told me how powerful the gays are in prison. I don't think people quite caught it. So, how powerful are they? What?
A gay person in prison. Let me just go on and speak on that. They the most powerful person in the penitentiary is the gay person, not the weakest, the powerful. 'Cause people in there would kill over a gay person. If you disrespect them, talk to them stupid, they would kill over it. And gay people got a lot of power in the prison system. They conduct themselves proper too. You know, people love them in prison. You know, 'cause in prison we don't have wives and girlfriends or nothing like that. We only got each other. And once you get past that 15 years, you good to go, man. You ready to bust your nuts. Give your nuts some relief. And then when you find a gay person in prison, and they do everything different from a woman. You got ladies out here walk around all day long, don't clean themselves. Them gay people clean themselves. They douche, clean themselves real good, and when they sit down on a man, they give him the best love he ever had in his life. Oh, God, Jesus. And you know what? They threw me out of prison at a time when I really didn't want to get out because I was comfortable in there. You know, I really wasn't expecting all this. But when they gave me parole and threw me out on the street, I took it. But back to the gay thing, yeah. I'm gay. I was gay. Put it like that, I was gay. And I don't regret it. I don't have nothing bad to say about gay people. I love them. And like I said, I'm kind of sad that all you gay people all over the world, man. Y'all watch this interview, y'all see what I'm under, man. And y'all won't even come to support me. And I'm supporting you right now. It don't make sense to me.
What kind of situations does the gays control in prison? Do they control all of
They
it?
control all situations in there. You got people that go in prison, they go under this shit where they feel like they gonna address everybody as a man. Amen, amen. You can't do it in prison. You would addressing gay people as yes ma'am, no ma'am. Or you get your toe up. They get a lot of respect in there because they got what all men need. Satisfaction, relief. Get your nuts taken care of. They do all that stuff. They cook, they clean. They got all the traits of a woman. Some of them in there is built better than a woman. They just got to, you know, you move that to the side, you got some good ass, man. You can take it if that's what you're into. Get the best of both worlds.
Do you remember? Do you remember that quote you said on MSNBC? Now, explain to MSNBC like you was talking about the reason.
Now, MSNBC, I want to get on this. Before they came to the prison, I was in a scare straight program. You know, they send juveniles, we scare them. You come here, you gonna be my boy, I'm gonna fuck you, all that. They done heard all that. I was so good at it, I could make them cry. A lot of the people I spoke to turned into preachers and everything. They stayed out of trouble. That's some good I did. MSNBC came in. They wanted to do an interview at the time that I done tore the prison up. I cost the state $200 million in Kindred versus Bland. That's a civil action.
They done seen that part before, but I want you to explain.
Okay, I know what part they seen, but I'm bringing you back to remember this.
Okay.
So I done tore the prison up. So now I'm like 10 years without getting in a lot of trouble I used to get into. I forgot all about it. MSNBC come in and want to do an interview. So I said, okay, I'll do the interview, but I'm going to say what I want to say. And so while we was doing the interview, at one of them that was interviewing me, I know he was gay, right? So I touched him. I said, if you was in her, I'll f*** you. They panicked. They called the guards. Get him out of my cell, right? But he knew what I was talking. And here's what I don't understand. A lot of people that talk to me about this gay shit, what about them? Are they gay? The girls that done ran up on me, talk about, we seen you a booty man, this and that. I said, what about it? She said, you fuck a man in the ass? I said, who you fuck? Here's a bitch that done fuck 20 motherfuckers a week. Sell a body and all this, gonna ask me about myself. You know. I'm telling you what, ain't no shame in my guy. Fuck that ass. And if I wasn't married right now out here in these streets, I've seen a lot of ass out here that I wish I could fuck. Motherfuckers running around shooting basketball, ass wobbling and shit. I already know what all that is, man. Big fat asses, weightlifters and shit. They got muscles in their ass, man. But I ain't in prison no more, and I stick by this one thing. If I'm married, if I'm with somebody, I'm with them. I don't cheat. I don't mess around on them. But if I wasn't married right now, I'd be fucking a lot of ass out here, a whole lot of good ass. I would probably feel like I'm in heaven out here.
Hey, Fleece, you got an interesting story about, you named a security guard. I don't know his name, but he did something to you. But tell me about that whole story on how you got back at him and how he retaliated against you.
Well, first of all, I was considered, in the Kentucky prison system, is the worstest inmate they got. They consider me the worst because I'm the one that'll fight them for their injustice. Everybody else was trying to go through accepting the shit that they were doing to the inmates. I wouldn't accept it. I fought. So there was a guard in there named Nemo. Nemo. That was his name. Well, Nemo came through one day. They was feeding a child. And he got smart with me, and I got smart back. And so when they fed child, he didn't give me a tray. He passed my cell up. So I'm hollering, hey man, I didn't get a food tray. And they ignored me. Wouldn't want to feed me. It violated the law. So I said, I'm going to get this motherfucker. So later on, when they picked up the food trays, by law, they got to give us an hour exercise every day on the walk in the home. You know, that's the law. Come from the Supreme Court. In the case Heathrow versus Finney, that's the legal case. Arkansas case, landmark. So when they let me out of my cell to come out for rack, I walked up to the gate, and this Nemo was behind the gate. He said, get away from the gate. I said, I need to talk to you, man. He said, about what? I said, well, I don't want nobody to hear it. You know, lure him in. So he get up out of his chair and come to the gate. I put my hand in my back, like in my back pocket, but it was down past my butt. And I hit it. I hit it in my hand. Reached through the bars, grabbed his son by his shirt like this. Oh, wait a minute. I grabbed him by his shirt, pulled him up to me, and smashed this all in his face like this. I said, you son of a bitch, this is what you get for not feeding me my motherfucking meal. Well, they left. Came back, you know, they suit up, come in on me, handcuffed me, shackled me to the bed, handcuffs on this, to a steel bed. My ankles was also cuffed to the steel bed. So I'm spread eagle like this. I ain't think nothing about it. So they dropped the tray slot. They said, hey, Fleece, somebody's here to see you. I said, yeah. And Nemo stuck his head down there. So they opened my door, and I'm changed to the bed. They come in there, and this motherfucker, nurse, Lisa. Lisa, that's her fucking name. She told that motherfucker to put that lubricant in the crack of my ass, man. And he did, and he had gloves on. And they took a can of mace and stuck it up in my asshole. Not on my asshole, inside. And emptied the whole can in my ass.
The whole can of mace?
The whole can of mace, and burned the shit out of it. But I said, you know what? It's all good. I'm going to get you back. Any motherfucker did something to me, I got him back. And that's the type of battle that I fought in there. You know, battles like that, they do something to me, I do something to them. Then what I do to them, make them do something to me, and it kept going back and forth, you know. And it built up, I'm not going to let off. I'll fight you to the death. Yeah.
All right, Fleece. I know it's something that really bothers you, and I'm gonna give you a chance to re-emphasize and talk about people turning that MSNBC interview that the point of time where you didn't think you was gonna ever get out. They used it to change the narrative on how you was living your life, and because you thought you was never getting out, you kind of went with it for the shock, for the TV program. But go ahead and tell us the truth, or how you really feel about being called a rapist and a savage when it comes to that.
Hey, you know what? White people in America, man. Hey, that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And like, I ain't never a person in my life, probably. I don't never been accused of it. I ain't never been charged with rape, never been convicted of rape. But they got everybody in America think I'm a serial rapist. I'm not even registered. You know, if you're a rapist, they register you as a sex offender. I'm not a sex offender. I'm not registered. I never had a sex offended charge. So it's a cover up. They coming at me, calling me all this bad shit because of the bad shit they done to me. They trying to cover it up. They don't want society to know how they treated me inside that penitentiary system. They don't want me to know, they don't want society to know that I cost the corrections department $200 million in a lawsuit, Kendrick versus Bland. $200 million. Where at the moment, it caused them to shut down one of their major reformatory prisons, LaGrange. Men shut the whole prison down because they budget. That $200 million took a whole lot out of them, and they blame me for that. They blame me for that. They blame me for tearing up the lecture. Yeah, when Martha Lane Collins was governor of Kentucky, I tore up the lecture, and it was in the Courier Journal newspaper that it cost $650,000 to repair damage done just in that one room. When you count all the shit I tore up, I was costing these people over $1 million a year. Turn up all the shit. I tore up everything I get my hands on. So to get back at me, I'm a person that is fighting for the inmates. I'm fighting for the prisoners to get respected, to get what the law requires us to be given. And they didn't like it. And so I fought them. I fought them legal. I fought them physical. I fought them on all fronts. And I won. And so now, to get back at me, they come out with this shit. Well, we're going to put you on the streets after 40 years. We're going to tell everybody in society that you're a serial rapist. And I never had a rape charge in my life. Now, here's the thing. They covering up something. Now, all you people out there listening to this, I know you got to be frustrated like me, because you was thinking, hey, here's a guy that's a serial rapist. I don't want him living next to me. I wouldn't want to give him a job. I done lost over 40 jobs over that statement that I was a serial rapist. People don't trust me, man. And they put me out here and put all this stuff on me just for that reason, that because I whooped their ass in the penitentiary. One man went up against the whole system, and I whooped their fucking ass, bro. I whooped their ass. I whooped their fucking ass. I didn't care about all that white shit. I whooped their ass. And they don't like it. Goddamn right.
Go ahead, Fleece.
All right, here's one thing I want to talk about for real. I'm glad all this is out in the open. Just get it off your chest, right? I want all the gay people out there to know, yeah, I'm well endowed. I'm packing 12 and a half. Fat. I got a big old bubble ass on me. And people keep asking me, as fat as my ass is, as round and perfect, have you been penetrated? Did they get you? Well, like I said in the beginning, earlier in this interview, if you want to know that information out, come and see me. You know, I'm a married man now. So, that's all. Me answering that question, I'm going to leave it for you to use your own imagination. Now, another thing I want to talk about is a lot of things I say in this interview, y'all probably say, bullshit. It never happened. It's documented. Anything I say in this interview, or any interview, is on record and it's documented. So before you sit there and try to wonder if it's true or not, it's true. It's documented, it's on record, it's on files. It can't nobody say it ain't true. When I said the warden shot me, he shot me. When I said I was put in a dungeon, when I said I done been maced over 500 times since in that 40 years and been tasered around about 500-600 times and electrified and tasered and put through all that, I done been through all that. I'm the one that changed the penitentiary system here in Kentucky. Me. Came in at 16 and changed that whole penal system. The laws, the policies, the rules and regulations. I did it. And that's why they mad at me. I cost the state $200 million. The Department of Corrections here in Frankfort, Kentucky. Kendrick versus Bland, that's the civil action. Cost them $200 million. I did. So when MSNBC took this interview, they done already had it laid out, mapped out, that only thing they want to do is make me look bad. Then throw me on the streets where I can't get a job, can't get this and that, because this booty wire shit makes me look like I'm just a rapist. I ain't never took nobody's booty. Never been charged, convicted, or none of that. In prison and out of prison, I don't have it on my record of taking shit from nobody. And I done lost over 40, 50 jobs because the people I worked for thought I was a rapist, thought that I was like a register of sex. I had to register under the sexual thing. I ain't under none of that. I'm a smooth motherfucker. If I want you and I like you, I'm gonna get you. I got to have you. That's how I was in her. If I like you and I want you, I got you. That's booty talk. That's real talk. Now, the only thing else I want to say, this is to all the people out there that I look up to. All my dudes were my brothers in the rap business, music industries, and stuff like that. And this is a shout out to one of my favorite person, Gayle King. I just love her to death, man. And I wish one day I could do an interview with Gayle King. Because Gayle, I would tell you stuff. And I know you. I know you gonna do your research. I know you, when you find out all the stuff that was done to me while I was locked up, oh God, it brings tears to your eyes. But Gayle, this is my first step right here. And I'm talking to Gayle King. I got stuff that will show a bizarre, what's the word to use? It ain't even about booty. It is about racial discrimination, crimes against humanity that were done to me. And all, like I said, all this stuff is documented if you can get the films. Because they, like in Kentucky, Gayle, they record all this. When they run up to your cell, they got to remove you from one area to the next. They record it, right? And I'm up in the thousands. You know, where they shot me, gassed me, maced me, jumped on me, and I just kept going. But I'm a success story. And another thing I want to give a shout out is all the rappers and stuff like that. I'm hard. I'm as hard as any out there. What happened, bro. I was raised in the penitentiary system, you know, from a baby. This is all I knew, man. I love you, brothers. And I don't see why everybody's sitting out there listening to this and not wanting to really hear what actually happened and come to my aid, man. And goddamn shit.
Damn, Fleece.